Hello and welcome to ppm6tv. This is part 2 of our Zoom F4 session. We unboxed it in the intro video, but one of the questions was about timecode, so I thought we would work through some timecode issues on the Zoom, and I guess these would apply also to the F8. We're going to begin by using one of these, a piece of equipment that your grandfather probably knew and hated. It's an Art and Origin C, and it's a fantastic bit of kit, but it is a little bit temperamental. Basically, from the days of film cameras, the Art and Origin C allows you to type in a timecode and then upload it to a piece of kit. Sadly, it's quite fussy about who it talks to, and so it won't upload directly from here to my Zoom. So we need a kind of intermediary bit of kit, and for that we're going to use an ambient locket. This is an ACL 203. It's also a little bit vintage now, and basically what we do is we load the timecode from the Origin C into here, because this has got a very accurate clock in it, and but you can't set the timecode directly on it, and then it outputs it either on the LEMO connector or indeed on BNC, and it's the BNC output that we'll be using, and then that will take us into the input on the Zoom F4. So it's a little bit of a circuitous route, but it's a nice little tutorial, I suppose, on how to lock your Zoom, and also deal with the vexed question of what happens when we power down. So let's start the process, and we start with the Origin C. So we're going to need to power it up, and my Origin C, I don't know if there was choices, but my Origin C requires a standard 4-pin DC input, which goes in there like that, and then we switch it off. No, then we switch it on. I'll put some cutaways in, not of my fingers moving and stuff, that's too clever for me, but just of the various bits of kit close up for you to have a look at. It wants a production number, so we put in production number 1, and then it wants a year, so we put in 17, and then it wants a month, and we put in August. I was going to put in August, but I should put in September, shouldn't I? And then we put in a day, and we'll put today's date in, and then it wants an hour. Well, it's just coming up to 2 o'clock, so we'll put 13:56 and 00 seconds, like that. And now we've got a time code loaded in. We press the start button, and it goes off to itself and starts counting down or counting up from that original time code. Now, having done that, we've got this nice little LEMO connector, and we grab our locket box and open it up, and there's a little set of switches on the side. Again, I'll show you that in a cutaway, and we power up our locket box, and then we think, did we put batteries in it? And who can remember that in the heat of the moment? And actually, we didn't put any batteries in it. So you'll excuse me, we'll have a little pause here. Enjoy the cutaway while I get some batteries. So, having pressed the load button on the Art and Origin C, I now have timecode locked on my locket, and you can tell that by the single green flashing LED on the side. And I've got my timecode output cable, and I'm going to connect that to timecode in on the back of the Zoom. Go to the menu, select timecode, go to jam, and I now see that my internal timecode is reading 2:32, and the external timecode, which is from the locket box, is reading 3 minutes past 2. So I swap to jam, I swap to yes, and I press yes, and hey presto, the tumbling thing tumbles. Done. My internal timecode is now set to 3 minutes past 2. Now, I just exit that now. The question before the house was, if you power down the Zoom, what would happen to your synced timecode? And the answer to that we're about to see is if I've depowered the Zoom, I power it back up. I'll just put the timecode back in from the locket box and go to timecode, go to jam, and indeed the timecode has reverted to the time of day inside the Zoom. It has forgotten the timecode from the locket box, so I would need to resync it if this were an after lunch situation. So there you are, a short section on timecode jamming and the issue of loss of timecode when you power down the Zoom. So what you really want to do is keep this powered all through your shoot, and that shouldn't be difficult. You've got internal batteries and you've got an external high rose. So with a little bit of jiggery pokery, you should be able to keep that going all day long, or just be disciplined and get your locket box out and resync after lunch. Thanks for watching ppm6tv.